In this video, we're going to take a look at what's going on in upper cross syndrome, not only what muscles might be overactive, but also what muscles might be underactive as well. Upper cross syndrome is one of NASM's 3 primary postural distortion syndromes to look for, and usually what we'll find with our upper cross syndrome is an exaggeration of this thoracic spine, this natural kyphosis that we have, but looking for, do we see an exaggerated curvature of that T-spine? All right, that's going to give us some challenges as we try to go into thoracic extension. On top of our T-spine, what we'll also find is we're generally going to find protraction of the shoulders, right? That separation and forward position of those shoulder blades, and then also potentially even internal rotation of our shoulders. So combine the shoulder position as well with the forward head and neck posture, and obviously this can be challenging for a lot of people. It may be because how they're holding themselves throughout the day, but there are some things that we can do about it as far as exercises and choices in the gym. First off, overactive muscles. What muscles might be pulling us in this position? So if we have this forward position of our shoulders, 2 of the most common likely ones are going to be our pec minor and our pec major, as the pecs attach to our humerus and pull us into this forward position. And then also relative to our head and our neck position, especially if we find that kind of forward position of our head and of our chin, we may have some overactivity in a couple of muscles that attach right here from our shoulders and our shoulder blade up into the neck. One of those being our sternocleidomastoid, also this levator scapulae that goes from the back of the head to the top of the shoulder blade. Last but not least, we may also have some overactivity in these upper traps. So overactive muscles, what we're going to try to do is maybe we look to improve position with some myofascial release or some foam rolling, and then we try to move on to strengthening the underactive muscles. And with overcross syndrome, the most likely underactive muscles are going to be these lower and middle traps, right? These things are going to help pull us back into position and keep those shoulder blades down. On top of these mid-back muscles being potentially underactive, we also sometimes run into underactivity in the deep cervical flexors of the neck. So hopefully this gives you guys an idea of what to look for inside of this upper cross syndrome, as well as what muscles may be overactive and underactive in the situation.